We are here at the United Nations headquarters attending a very important conference that every year gathers people from all over the world. It is the 61st session of the Commission on the Status of Women. And this week, the Legion of Goodwill is presenting its recommendations gathered here at the Goodwill Women magazine, published in 4 different languages, and with the highlight to the article of the president of the Legion of Goodwill, José de Paiva Netto, with the title Solidarity, Reason and Heart of the Economy. Here you will also find all the work that the Legion of Goodwill does in favor of vulnerable women supported by different programs across 7 countries where the Legion of Goodwill has its schools and community centers of social assistance. Now I'm going to speak with 2 representatives of the Legion of Goodwill's team here in New York who are attending this conference and also sharing these recommendations with all the participants throughout the world. And I'll start with Samara. Samara, how was the reception of all this international community to the Legion of Goodwill's message?
The reception has been very welcoming. It's very nice to see that some delegations recognize the magazine from previous years, and they are, so ready to pick them up and read about the differential that the Legion of Goodwill provides in its socio and that the Legion of Goodwill provides in its educational and social programs. I just want to highlight that we were able to speak to many delegations, including the delegation of Mexico and the delegation of Hungary. They were very receptive in receiving the article of the president of the organization, José Paiva Netto, and they were very interested to see the work that the Legion of Goodwill does across Latin America and Europe. And I think it really sparks in them that the Legion of Goodwill provides, above all, education to these women, and it's through the education that they can surpass whatever socioeconomic situation they are going through in their lives. So it's been a very great event, and there will be more coming soon in the coming week.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Samara, for sharing this news with us. And now, Eliana, what would you like to tell us?
That is very relevant to bring this message of Goodwill Women magazine. As the author and writer and president of the Legion of Goodwill, Paiva Netto, mentions that the wisdom of women cannot be ignored. We work tirelessly to empower women and to make a difference in this world. So women have a fundamental role in this in our societies, and so to enable and empower the women is to empower society as well. So we cannot ignore the contributions of a lot of different women in the world, and especially here in the United States. And it's a great opportunity to hear about these discussions, present the recommendations of the Legion of Goodwill to different ministers, delegate members of the different countries. This is definitely a platform where we can bring our message and to see and to show them also how we, the Legion of Goodwill, in its 7 countries, have been empowering women and have not forgotten those that are mostly marginalized, that are subject to violence, and so many other circumstances that life has presented to them. But because of the Legion of Goodwill being there for them and their family, their children, it does make a difference. And so this is what we are here to show, to bring this message, to bring within our publication the article of the author and author Paiva Netto that has been making a fundamental difference, because we recognize that many delegates have been very open to receiving this message. They look forward to receiving the publication every year. And, we have to remember these are people that are working really closely with the government officials. And so they can really influence what's on their agenda, how they prioritize, the women issues. And so it's a great opportunity. It's relevant to us because we are on the field. We work firsthand. We see the challenges of women in third world and developing countries. And so we want to bring this experience to the United Nations. We want to show them firsthand that it is possible, that when you have civil society organizations, when you have nonprofit organizations that do this field work and are there responding to the necessities of women and children and men and the elderly and the babies. The Legion of Goodwill works from the babies all the way to the elderly. When we present this work that is being done, it has a voice. It's an example that really changes and brings a new shift in this mindset and really values the woman, which I think is fundamental in nowadays.
Yeah, and that's the spirit of this event. So I believe you now got curious to read all this magazine and the messages that are published here in 4 different languages. You can download the app Boa Vontade in your smartphone or your tablet, or you can also keep in touch with our social media to really continue receiving all this information from here at the United Nations headquarters, because this event will continue up to next week. As you can see, the main topics: women's economic empowerment in the changing world of work, and this will continue to happen until next Friday here at the United Nations in New York. Stay tuned.